Hey, welcome back. So now we will start learning about the object oriented programming or OOP in Python. Okay? So what exactly is OOP? OOP stands for object oriented programming. Okay? Python is an object oriented language allowing you to structure your code using classes and objects for better organization and reusability. So whenever we are printing something with the type function, we have encountered the class keyword. Now we will discuss what exactly the classes and objects in Python and how we can create our own as well. Okay. So what are the advantages of object-oriented programming? Okay. So object-oriented programming provides a clear structure to our programs. Okay. OOP makes our code easier to maintain, reuse, and debug. And it helps keep your code dry. Basically, do not repeat yourself. Okay? And it allows you to build reusable application with less amount of code. All right? So this is basically the advantages of object-oriented programming. Okay? Now, what are the classes and objects in Python? So the concept of classes and objects is not confined to the Python programming language. Most of the programming language supports the object-oriented programming, and there the concept of the classes and objects are quite similar. Okay? So classes and objects are two core concepts in object-oriented programming. A class defines what an object should look like, and an object is created based on that particular class. Okay? So for example, we have been talking about the fruit altogether, like the examples of fruits. Okay? So a class can be a fruit. Okay? And the object can be apple, banana, and mango, like different type of fruits. Okay? So all of the fruits here has a common thing, like they grow on trees, right? So that thing can be inside of the fruit class, and depending on which tree, we can get apple, banana, and mango. Okay? Then once again, the example of a class is a car, and the objects from the car can be Volvo, Audi, Toyota, and so on and so forth. The main structure of a car is same, but different brands offer different functionalities. So this is the same concept here inside of the programming as well. So we will define a class, and depending on the input, we will create different sort of output objects with that same class. Okay? So when you create an object from a class, it inherits all the variables and functions defined inside that class. Okay? So for example, this car has a function called start. So all of the cars which is created from this car class, okay, all of them will have the start function inside of them. Okay? Once again, the fruit grows on tree. So all of the fruits will inherit that particular thing. Like, hey, the fruits will grow on tree. So apple will grow on a tree, banana and mango will grow on a tree as well. Okay? So I hope that makes sense. So basically, classes are the blueprints for the objects. Okay? So here, Python classes and objects. So now let's discuss the Python implementation. Python is an object-oriented programming language. Almost everything in Python is an object with its properties and methods. A class is like an object constructor or a blueprint for creating objects. Okay? So let's see that in action. First of all, we have been working with this one, right? So let's do numbers. 1, 2, 3. Okay? And the numbers is a list, right? So I can do print type of numbers. Okay, this is a totally valid thing to do. Now run the program. We are getting the class of list. So what exactly we are doing currently right now? So this is a special syntax for the list basically. So whenever we are doing something like this, so we are opening the square brackets and putting some sort of a data inside of that, the list is now instantiated with that particular data inside of Python. Okay. And one of the other things which I can show it to you is the help function. So here I will comment out this one and do something like print help, and inside of that I can pass the class for which we want the help, so list. Okay, so here right now if I run the program, as you can see, here is our help. So help on class list module built-ins. So this is the class of list which is taking the object. So list is here. Then we are having this sort of methods which starts with double underscore and ends with double underscore. These are called the dunder or the magic methods. Okay, so we usually do not access these methods. These methods are for only internal usage of the class. So we have many of the things here, right? And then if I just scroll down a little bit, after our these methods, the dunder methods, we are having this one, append. Okay, then we are having the clear method, the copy method, which we have seen inside of this course, right? Count, extend, index, insert, pop, remove, reverse, sort, and so on. Okay, and each of the methods has their own thing here. Okay, and then we have basically that. Okay, so if you want to check for other classes, for example integers or floats or something like that, you can use the help function so that you can see what exactly inside of that particular class. Okay, to quit from this terminal window, you can just press Q. All right. Okay, so as you can see, all of the things whatever we have been using so far is an object in Python. Okay, so now let's see how we can create our own class inside of Python. Okay, so I will just get rid of this one, and here how we can create our own class. So to do that, we have to use the class keyword. So class, and then we will write the name of our class. I can do something like person, something like that. This is totally valid, but while using the classes and naming the classes, we use the Pascal case. That is the convention. What exactly is the Pascal case? It starts with the capital letter and the consecutive words will have the capital letters as well. So if I just do something like my class, it is good, but the C should be capital. So this is a Pascal case name. Okay, so let's go with my class here. And here what I can do, after this colon, this is currently empty, right? And if I just now run the program, it will give us an error like, hey, indentation error. So what we can do, we have seen the pass keyword before, so pass. So now we are saying like, hey, I will put something inside of this particular class in a moment. Okay, and then what we can do, we can do something like this. So how we can use this particular class? So to use this particular class, we have to create an object. So I can do obj1 equals to, we have to call our class. So my class and parenthesis. Okay, this is very, very important. And after this video, basically in the next video, we will see how we can get some data inside of a class as well. All right. And now what I can do print object1 as well. So if I just do that, run the program, we are getting this one. So my class object at this location. So without this my class, let's do something like this. Person. That is a little bit more better. So write this one, and as you can see, we are running this program and we are getting this one. Okay. Now let's see what exactly is the type of object 1. Okay. If I do that, now run the program, we are getting class main person. Okay. So we are defining our own type inside of Python as well. Okay. This is not an inbuilt type, right? We have been working with the primitive data types for quite long time, and this is not a primitive data type. This type is created by us. All right. So here, what we can do something like this. We can add a variable as well. So something like name equals to John. Okay. Something like that. And here we can access the name as well by simply object1 dot name. Okay. As you can see, VS Code is auto completing for us as well. Run the program, we are getting John. Okay. So we have seen how to create an object here. Now how we can delete the object? We can delete the object by using the del. So del obj1. And now if I run the program, we are getting an error like, hey, obj1 is not defined. Now here we can create multiple objects from the same class as well. So I can do something like this. So object1, let's do something like this. Okay. Person1 equals to person. Okay. Let's do something like this. So person1, person2, person3, person4, and person5. Not person5. Okay. And here, if I just do something like this, so let's do person1. Okay. And dot, we can access the name as well. So person1. Okay. So here, as you can see, depending on this person class, we have created 5 different objects. And here, one thing we have to remember, each object is independent and has its own copy of the class property. Currently, right now, we are having this variable, which is name, which is basically hard coded here. But in the future, we will see how we can create the dynamic objects as well. So each and every object is independent. Okay. The person1 is not dependent on the person2, and person2 is not dependent on the person3, and so on and so forth. Okay. All right. So this is how we can create classes in Python, and we can create object, basically instantiate a class and create an object in Python. Okay. Awesome.